2016 has brought the PS4 a lot of great games, but some have gone a bit under the radar and didn't get the recognition they deserved. In this video, we'll be going over the top 10 awesome PS4 games from 2016 that you might have missed. Let's get right into this. Number 10, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Digimon video games have not been known as worldwide barn burners, but they've always been pretty good. Sure, they've never reached the popularity of Pokemon, but the majority of Digimon games have been quality. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth was the first Digimon game that came stateside in years, and once again, it was a good game. Digimon fans will love the game, but at the same time, it's a competent enough JRPG in its own right with solid fundamentals. If you're a fan of Digimon, 100% pick it up, but if you're looking for a pretty good RPG, this is a good option. Number 9, This War of Mine, The Little Ones. This War of Mine is a survival game that was originally released on PC back in 2014, and earlier this year it finally came to the PlayStation 4. Unlike many games that take place in a war-torn world, This War of Mine puts the emphasis on the civilians. The goal of the game is to survive the war with tools and materials characters can gather. During daytime, snipers will prevent you from going outside, so there's a lot of management that needs to be done by the player, which keeps the game interesting. This War of Mine is a solid game that seemed to garner very little fanfare, at least on the PS4. Number 8, Oxenfree Leifsthrasir. Oxenfree was a 2D action RPG developed by Vanillaware and originally released on the PlayStation 2. Vanillaware are the guys that have worked on some awesome 2D RPGs such as Muramasa the Demon Blade and Dragon's Crown. Oxenfree was remastered on the PlayStation 4 earlier this year, dubbed Oxenfree Leifsthrasir. This version features upgraded visuals, new stages, and both Japanese and English voiceovers. The real issue with this is the fact that it was released at a full $60 price point. I don't know if I could fully recommend a remastered PS2 game for that price, but when it gets discounted, I would definitely grab it. Number 7, Unravel. Unravel was one of the standout games from E3 in 2015, and it's a game that you wouldn't expect EA to publish. In an era where gamers seem to always be complaining about the lack of innovation and original games, you have to give it up for EA for getting behind something like Unravel. The strength of the game is within its aesthetics, amazing visuals, a great soundtrack, and a likable protagonist. There were issues in its gameplay, largely the controls, but if you can get past that, there's a lot to like in Unravel. Number 6, Gravity Rush Remastered. Gravity Rush was one of the PlayStation Vita's best games, but being on the Vita obviously limited its potential fan base. Gravity Rush Remastered was released earlier this year, which ports the Vita game to the PlayStation 4 with better visuals, all of the DLC, and an excellent art gallery. The game itself is still the same, but it makes a very comfortable transition to the DualShock 4 controls. Gravity Rush is a bit rough around the edges, but the core gameplay and the aesthetics are so strong that I can easily recommend it, especially considering the fact it was released at a budget price point. Gravity Rush 2 releases at the end of the year, so now would not be a bad time to check out the remastered version. Number 5, Shadow Complex. Shadow Complex was originally released back in 2009, and it was one of the first games that really showed that downloadable games and experiences can be fully fledged and not just seen as side mini-games. Earlier this year, it finally came to the PlayStation 4, and considering how highly regarded this game was on Xbox, you would have expected a little more attention surrounding it. But then again, it didn't get much promotion, so it's not that unexpected. Regardless, the fact remains Shadow Complex is on PlayStation 4. It's a Metroidvania-style game with great visuals and gameplay and a pretty good story as well. If you've never played Shadow Complex, you must. There's a reason why this is considered one of the Xbox 360's best games of all time. Number 4, Alienation. Alienation is a top-down shoot-'em-up developed by Housemarque. Housemarque is one of the unsung great development studios today. They are responsible for games such as Resogun, Dead Nation, and Super Stardust HD. Alienation was their latest game, and it offered some chaotic gameplay, albeit a bit repetitive, but it's still a blast to play. There's a good amount of content, and the real strength from Alienation comes when you're playing with a group of friends. That's when the chaotic gameplay is really accentuated. If you're looking for a new co-op game, Alienation should be at the top of your list. Number 3, Oxenfree. Oxenfree was developed by Night School Studio, a team that actually has former employees of Telltale. Oxenfree is very reminiscent to Telltale games. It tells the story of a group of teenagers who go to an abandoned island for a trip, and the strength of Oxenfree is the characters and their interactions with one another. It's very believable and relatable. They're just teenagers and they act the way that teenagers normally would act. The game does quickly introduce supernatural beings and whatnot, but that only adds to the story. Oxenfree is a fantastic coming-of-age story, and if you're a fan of story-driven games, it'll be right up your alley. Number 2, the Banner Saga. The Banner Saga is a game that I thought a lot more gamers would be all over. It's a Viking-themed tactical RPG, which Vikings isn't something that's been explored all too much in gaming, so it's very unique in that sense. The gameplay is similar to Final Fantasy Tactics, but much more refined. The Banner Saga's strength comes from its design. The art direction is great, the music is excellent, and the storytelling is some of the best of the year. The Banner Saga only arrived to PlayStation 4 earlier this year, but it's been on PC for a few years prior to that. We also got the Banner Saga 2 this year on PS4, which is also fantastic. I would highly recommend playing both games.
And I knew why we're still alive.
And finally, number 1, Am Setsuna. Am Setsuna is a JRPG that was developed by Square Enix's newest studio, Tokyo RPG Factory. The game is set in a world in everlasting winter. It tells the emotional story of a mercenary and a girl named Setsuna who must offer herself as sacrifice to appease demons. Am Setsuna caters towards fans of classic RPGs such as the older Final Fantasy games. The combat is very traditional in style, but at the same time it works for the type of game the studio was going for. Am Setsuna tells a fantastic story with exceptional writing. The core gameplay isn't something to write home about, but Am Setsuna is definitely worth playing for fans of JRPGs and great stories.
I must give my life so that others may remember.
So that wraps up our countdown of the top 10 awesome PS4 games you may have missed in 2016. What do you think? Have you played any of these games? If so, what did you think about them? Think a game should be on this list that we forgot to mention? Comment your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching and goodbye.